Imagine a quiet night in July 2025 when the stars above Hawaii flicker with their usual indifference. At the Atlas Survey Station, a telescope hums, scanning the heavens for fleeting visitors, comets, asteroids, the usual cosmic wanderers. But at 2:47 a.m., a blip appears on the screen. It's moving fast, 130,000 miles per hour, slicing through the solar system like a blade through silk. This is no ordinary comet. It's massive, 26 kilometers wide, the size of Manhattan, and its path screams of origins far beyond our sun's reach. Astronomers lean closer, their coffee growing cold. They label it 3II/Atlas, the third interstellar object ever tracked. But this object isn't just passing through, it's rewriting the rules of the cosmos, and what it hides could change everything we think we know about the universe. Buckle up, because this story, a tale of leaks, secrets, and a visitor from the stars, will leave you questioning what's really out there. And if you're as gripped by this mystery as I am, hit that like button and let's dive into the unknown together. On July 1st, 2025, the Atlas survey in Hawaii logged a new object tearing into our solar system. Its speed was staggering, 58 kilometers per second, faster than any comet or asteroid ever clocked inside Jupiter's orbit. Dr. Lena Takahashi, a veteran astronomer, was on duty that night. She later described the moment in a rare public statement. The software flagged it as an error. The trajectory was so steep, so precise. We thought it was a glitch. We checked the data by hand, and it was real. And unlike anything in the books, the object's orbit was hyperbolic, with an eccentricity of 6.2, meaning it wasn't just visiting. It was on a one-way trip from deep interstellar space, never to return. Its path traced back to the constellation Lyra, far from the cluttered plain where most solar system debris drifts. The numbers told a story that didn't add up. Most comets, even those from the distant Oort cloud, barely nudge an eccentricity of 1. This thing was screaming through space, defying the sun's gravitational pull. Observatories from Chile to Arizona confirmed the data, their telescopes locking onto the object as it sliced across the ecliptic at a shallow 5-degree angle. That inclination was a cosmic coincidence, or something more deliberate. At 26 kilometers across, 3II/Atlas was a giant, dwarfing most known comets. Its size, speed, and trajectory weren't just unusual, they were unprecedented. Scientists scrambled to understand what they were seeing. Was this a natural object or something else entirely? If you're wondering what could make NASA's top minds lose sleep, stick around. This is just the beginning. Drop a comment below. What do you think this object could be? Fast forward to September 2nd, 2025. In the dead of night at 3:14 a.m. Eastern Time, a group calling themselves Event Horizon executed a digital heist that would make history. They didn't rob a bank or steal credit card numbers. They cracked NASA's servers, pulling 24 gigabytes of classified data in under 7 minutes. The target, the Intercept Mission files for 3II/Atlas. This wasn't a clumsy hack. Security logs later revealed a coordinated cyber attack that slipped through 2 layers of NASA's firewalls, exploiting a vulnerability in an outdated mission planning module. By 3:23 a.m., the attackers were exfiltrating data, internal chat logs, draft reports, telemetry, and files stamped with the cryptic designation 3II/Atlas. By 3:30, they were gone, leaving no trace except a silent gap in the audit trail. Hours later, a manifesto surfaced on encrypted forums. Event Horizon claimed responsibility, calling the breach a stand against unlawful cosmic secrecy. Their words were chilling. The world deserves to know what its own scientists have found. They hinted at files so sensitive that even senior NASA directors were kept in the dark. Blurred screenshots and redacted memos began circulating, sent to journalists and YouTube channels known for covering classified science. No one got the full archive, just fragments, enough to ignite a firestorm of speculation. The leaked documents bore NASA's unmistakable fingerprints, courier font headers, internal watermarks, and subject lines like Atlas Intercept immediate action required. One memo, partially visible, mentioned a plume anomaly flagged 11.3 seconds after the intercept. Another showed spectrometry results with cells highlighted in yellow, labeled with compounds like CO2 and H2O, but also something marked NFA, unknown, and restricted to eyes only. The breach exposed more than data. It revealed a fault line. Who gets to control the narrative when discoveries threaten to upend reality? Event Horizon's manifesto ended with a warning. The files held evidence that would force humanity to confront a new truth. The countdown to disclosure had begun. If this story is giving you chills, hit that subscribe button to stay updated as we unravel this cosmic puzzle together. Let's rewind to the Intercept itself. On July 18, 2025, NASA's Intercept Mission, a closely guarded operation, made contact with 3II/Atlas as it barreled through the inner solar system. The mission logs, now partially leaked, paint a picture of chaos and awe. At 11:03 UTC, the probe recorded a sudden sideways acceleration, a maneuver no comet should be capable of. Comets don't just change course on a dime. Gravity, solar radiation, or outgassing from ice dictates their paths. But 3II/Atlas defied those rules, shifting its trajectory with precision that left analysts speechless. Buried in the files was a phrase that sent shockwaves through the scientific community: a directive motion event. That's a term NASA reserves for spacecraft thrusters, not natural objects. Then came the images. The first leaked frames from the Intercept landed like a meteor. The surface of 3II/Atlas didn't look like any comet in the catalog. Instead of the pitted, jagged terrain of Halley's Comet or Borisov, it showed smooth, almost metallic bands crisscrossed by straight, evenly spaced lines. Analysts called them seams, too precise to be natural fractures. One image, enhanced for contrast, revealed a diamond-shaped plate bordered by a shallow groove, its edges too clean for dust or ice. Another showed ribbed ridges, like the cooling fins on a spacecraft's heat sink, casting shadows at dawn and dusk. An analyst comment later leaked summed it up: if this is a comet, it's wearing armor. Thermal imaging added fuel to the fire. Infrared overlays showed heat pooling along those seams, venting in rhythmic pulses every 90 seconds. These weren't the chaotic bursts of a comet's outgassing, but tight, directed jets, synchronized with the object's course corrections. The logs noted heat pulses and non-random cadence, terms that sent shivers down the spines of those who read them. The data suggested something deliberate, something engineered. If you're as fascinated by this as I am, share this video with a friend who loves a good mystery. Let's get them in on the conversation. The deeper scientists dug, the stranger it got. Martin Cordner's team at Goddard Space Flight Center pulled a full infrared spectrum of 3II/Atlas post-intercept. The results were sealed within hours, but the leaks tell the story. The spectrum lit up with nickel lines, sharp, bright, and nearly devoid of iron, a combination unheard of in comets. Nickel usually tags along with iron in cosmic dust, but here, iron was missing. That's not just rare, it's unique. The thermal data was even more unsettling. The Webb telescope's infrared array caught heat vents pulsing like a heartbeat, each burst tied to a subtle shift in the object's path. These weren't random, they were precise, always nudging 3II/Atlas to maintain its hyperbolic escape trajectory. Then there was the radio data. Telemetry specialists flagged faint, repeating echoes bouncing back from the objects, timed almost perfectly with the thermal pulses. Marissa Singh, a veteran analyst, wrote in a leaked chat, "It's like someone's pinging the probe and it's answering." The signals were clipped, precise, unlike any natural radio burst. But the most jaw-dropping find came from the Interceptor's dust collector. A fleck of material, smaller than a grain of sand, showed a lattice of silicon and doped phosphorus under electron microscopy. It wasn't comet dust, it was structured like a semiconductor wafer, the kind found in engineered circuits. The memo's summary line, partially redacted, read, "Semiconductor structure detected. Artificial origin cannot be excluded." This wasn't just an odd comet. The evidence, nickel without iron, rhythmic heat pulses, course corrections, radio echoes, and circuit-like dust, pointed to something built, something with a purpose. If this is blowing your mind, drop a comment below. Do you think 3II/Atlas is a natural object or something more? Let's keep this discussion going. Beyond the cold data and cryptic memos lies a deeper story, one of human curiosity, fear, and hope. Picture the analysts at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, hunched over screens in a dimly lit control room, their faces illuminated by the glow of telemetry feeds. These are people, not just scientists, mothers, fathers, dreamers, who've spent their lives chasing answers to the universe's biggest questions. When 3II/Atlas appeared, it wasn't just a data point, it was a challenge to everything they'd been taught. The leaked chat logs reveal their humanity. One analyst, identified only as JPL472, wrote at 4:12 a.m. on July 19th, 2025, "I've got a kid who loves sci-fi. If this thing's what it looks like, how do I explain it to her?" Another, Goddard TS, admitted, "I haven't slept in 48 hours. This feels bigger than us." These weren't just researchers crunching numbers. They were grappling with the weight of a discovery that could redefine humanity's place in the cosmos. The suspension of the senior project engineer, whose initials matched metadata in the leaked files, only deepened the intrigue. Was it a precaution, a punishment, or something else? The silence from NASA's leadership left room for speculation, but it also underscored the human stakes. These scientists weren't just studying an object, they were confronting the unknown, knowing their findings might outlive them, shaping how future generations see the stars. If their struggle resonates with you, share this video with someone who dreams of the cosmos. Let's honor their quest for truth together. The scientific community was divided. Some urged caution, warning against overinterpreting noisy data or digital artifacts. Crystallized ice, unusual layering, or even a coincidental impact grid could explain the patterns, or so they hoped. But the regularity of the seams, the flatness of the panels, and the radiator-like ribs defied those explanations. The geometry was too precise, the symmetry too persistent. Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb, who once stirred controversy with Oumuamua, didn't hold back. In a public statement on September 5th, 2025, he argued the telemetry read like a blueprint for propulsion. Each heat pulse, each course correction, it's what you'd expect from a ship using ion drives, slowing down after a journey between stars, he said. His words echoed what many whispered in private. 3IATLAS might not be a comet at all. It could be a relic, a probe, or something we're only beginning to understand. Skeptics pushed back, citing the need for more data, but the leaks kept coming. By September 10th, 2025, Event Horizon had released more fragments, a mission patch with a stylized comet and the code 3II/AtlasInt, a redacted memo with the words TS/SCI and a JPL signature, and a spreadsheet with spectrometry results flagged for restricted distribution. The files were authentic, their timestamps and headers matching NASA's internal systems. The question wasn't whether the data was real, it was what NASA wasn't saying. Why were critical details redacted? What did the unblurred files reveal? And why was a senior project engineer suspended from mission access days after the intercept? The world was watching, waiting for answers. If you're hooked on this cosmic drama, hit that like button and let's keep exploring what's out there. What makes 3II/Atlas so gripping isn't just its strangeness, it's what it forces us to confront about ourselves. For centuries, humanity has gazed at the stars, weaving myths and science to make sense of our place in the vastness. The ancient Greeks saw gods in the constellations. Renaissance astronomers mapped the heavens to prove Earth wasn't the center of it all. Now, 3II/Atlas holds up a mirror, asking, are we ready to face what's out there? The leaked files with their hints of engineered surfaces and deliberate motion challenge more than our textbooks. They challenge our identity. If this object is artificial, it means we're not alone, and that realization could unite us or tear us apart. Imagine the debates in classrooms, the hushed conversations at dinner tables, the late-night searches for answers on platforms like X, the nickel spectrum, the rhythmic pulses, the semiconductor dust. They're not just data points, they're invitations to rethink who we are. Some dismiss the leaks as hype, clinging to the comfort of the known. Others see a call to adventure, a chance to embrace the mystery. The truth, whatever it is, demands courage. Courage to question, to wonder, to demand transparency. Event Horizon's breach didn't just steal data, it stole our excuses for looking away. If this cosmic mirror intrigues you, drop a comment with your thoughts. How would you react if 3II/Atlas is proof of extraterrestrial intelligence? Let's keep this conversation alive and fearless. The leaks didn't just expose data, they sparked a global conversation. Social media platforms buzzed with theories, from alien probes to ancient relics. Scientists, too, grappled with the implications. The object's size, speed, and behavior challenged every assumption about interstellar visitors. Its metallic seams, heat pulses, and semiconductor dust didn't fit the profile of a comet or asteroid. The radio echoes and course corrections hinted at intent, at design. Yet the redactions left gaps, fueling speculation. Was 3II/Atlas a one-off, or had NASA encountered similar objects before? Were there other missions, other intercepts, buried in classified archives? The public's reaction was electric. On X, posts about 3II/Atlas trended for days, with hashtags like #Atlas Mystery and #NASA leaks, racking up millions of views. Some called it the discovery of the century, others demanded full disclosure. Event Horizon's manifesto struck a chord, framing the leak as a fight for truth. "The cosmos doesn't belong to governments or agencies," they wrote. "It belongs to humanity." Their words resonated, but questions lingered. Who were Event Horizon? Were they rogue insiders, idealistic hackers, or something else? And why stop at partial leaks? Why not release the full 24 gigabytes? NASA's response was measured but telling. On September 8, 2025, the agency issued a statement acknowledging the breach and confirming an ongoing investigation. They described 3II/Atlas as an object of significant scientific interest, but declined to comment on classified data. The statement urged the public to avoid speculation, but it was too late. The world was already talking. If you're as curious as I am about what NASA's hiding, share this video and let's get more people asking questions. The 3II/Atlas leaks didn't just ignite scientific debate, they reshaped how people around the world see the stars and their governments. By September 11th, 2025, the story had transcended academic circles, seeping into every corner of society. From Tokyo's bustling streets to rural villages in Senegal, people were talking about the object that didn't behave like a comet. In cafes, barbershops, and online forums, the question was the same: what if it's not just a rock? The leaked images of metallic seams and the whispers of semiconductor dust fueled a global imagination. In Mumbai, a street artist painted a mural of 3II/Atlas as a sleek, glowing craft soaring past Earth, captioned, "Who sent you?" In Berlin, a philosophy professor paused her lecture to ask students, if this is a machine, what does it mean for our definition of life? The leaks even inspired a viral TikTok challenge, where users mimicked the object's heat pulse rhythm with dance moves, blending humor with awe. But beneath the memes and art, there was unease. Governments issued vague statements, urging calm, while conspiracy theories flourished on platforms like X, some claiming 3II/Atlas was part of a secret space arms race, others insisting it was a beacon meant to awaken dormant tech on Earth. The redactions in the leaked files only poured fuel on the fire. Why hide the truth if there was nothing to fear? Grassroots movements sprang up, with activists in London and Sao Paulo marching for cosmic transparency, their signs reading, "The stars are ours." The Change.org petition for NASA to release the full files hit 750,000 signatures by September 11th, 2025, reflecting a hunger for answers that transcended borders. This wasn't just a scientific anomaly, it was a cultural earthquake, shaking trust in institutions and igniting a shared sense of wonder and dread. If 3II/Atlas has you rethinking the night sky, drop a comment with how this story's hit you. Let's see how far this ripple effect reaches. This isn't just about one object, it's about our place in the cosmos. For centuries, we've looked to the stars, wondering if we're alone. 3II/Atlas forces us to confront that question head on. If it's a natural object, it's unlike anything we've seen, demanding new models of cosmic formation. If it's something more, something built, it changes everything. The nickel spectrum, the heat pulses, the semiconductor dust, they don't just challenge science, they challenge our understanding of reality. What else is out there, passing through our skies? What other secrets are locked behind classified doors? The leaks have done more than expose data. They've ignited a movement. Scientists are calling for open access to interstellar research. Citizens are demanding transparency. On September 10th, 2025, a petition on Change.org calling for NASA to release the full 3II/Atlas files surpassed 500,000 signatures. The scientific community, once cautious, is now openly debating the possibility of non-natural origins. Even skeptics admit the data is unlike anything in the catalog. The question isn't just what 3II/Atlas is, it's what it means for us. As we speak, observatories worldwide are scanning the skies, searching for other objects like 3II/Atlas. The Minor Planet Center has updated its protocols, flagging any hyperbolic orbits for immediate review. Meanwhile, Event Horizon remains silent, their last post promising more revelations when the time is right. The world waits, holding its breath. If you're as invested in this mystery as I am, drop a comment with your theory. What is 3II/Atlas and what's next? Let's keep this discussion going. The story of 3II/Atlas isn't just a snapshot of 2025, it's a glimpse into our future. Every civilization that ever looked up has faced a moment when the heavens stopped being a backdrop and became a question. For the Sumerians, it was cuneiform tablets charting the planets. For Galileo, it was a telescope revealing moons around Jupiter. For us, it's 3II/Atlas, a 26-kilometer enigma that refuses to fit our models. Its metallic seams and pulsing jets jets are more than anomalies. They're a challenge to our imagination. What if this object is a relic drifting through space for millennia, waiting for someone to notice? What if it's a probe sent to observe or signal? The leaked files with their redacted truths and cryptic clues are a puzzle we're only beginning to solve, but they also remind us of our potential. Humanity has built telescopes that peer across light years, sent probes to the edge of the solar system, and dreamed of touching the stars. 3II/Atlas is a test. Can we rise to meet it? The scientists at NASA, the hackers at Event Horizon, the millions tweeting #AtlasMystery, they're all part of a shared quest, a refusal to let the unknown stay hidden. As 3II/Atlas races toward the edge of our reach, it leaves us with a choice: to chase the truth or turn away. What if 3II/Atlas is more than a visitor? What if it's a message? The possibility that this object was crafted, not carved by cosmic chaos, opens a door to questions we've barely dared to ask. The leaked data, those semiconductor-like flecks, the rhythmic radio echoes, the precise course corrections, suggest a design that's eerily familiar yet impossibly alien. Imagine a civilization, light years away, pouring their ingenuity into a machine that could cross the void, withstand eons, and signal its presence with pulses of heat and radio waves. Who were these architects? Were they like us, staring at their own skies, wondering if they were alone? Or were they something else entirely, entities we can't yet comprehend, their motives as alien as their technology? The leaked memo's phrase, "artificial origin cannot be excluded," hangs heavy, a scientific understatement that carries the weight of a revelation. On September 11th, 2025, as the world digested the latest leaks, a new fragment surfaced. A grainy video clip just 3.4 seconds long, showing 3II/Atlas rotating under starlight, its surface glinting with a sheen that defies natural explanation. The clip, shared on X with the caption, "What built this?" went viral, amassing 12 million views in hours. Scientists like Avi Loeb doubled down, suggesting the object's behavior mimics a solar sail, catching starlight to adjust its path. Critics countered that natural processes, perhaps exotic ices or magnetic fields, could explain the anomalies, but their argument strained under the weight of the evidence. The idea of unseen architects forces us to confront our own limits, our science, our imagination, our readiness to face a universe that might be teeming with purpose. If 3II/Atlas is their handiwork, it's a call to step up, not just to study, but to listen, to learn, to prepare. If this idea sparks your curiosity, share this video with a friend and ask, who do you think built 3II/Atlas and why? Let's unravel this mystery together. The pursuit of 3II/Atlas is rewriting the rules of science itself, pushing the boundaries of what we believe is possible. By September 11th, 2025, observatories from Mauna Kea to the Atacama Desert were recalibrating their instruments, hunting for anomalies that might match 3II/Atlas's profile, the object's behavior, its precise course corrections, synchronized heat pulses, and semiconductor-like dust has forced astronomers to revisit first principles. Traditional models of cometary motion, built on centuries of data, assume gravity, solar radiation, or outgassing as the only drivers. But 3II/Atlas laughs in the face of those models, its trajectory hinting at a propulsion system that defies our physics. At the International Astronomical Union's Emergency Symposium on September 9th, 2025, researchers presented new simulations, desperately trying to fit the object's motion to natural causes. None succeeded. One team from Caltech proposed a radical theory. What if 3II/Atlas is powered by a form of exotic matter interacting with space-time in ways we can't yet measure? Another, from the European Southern Observatory, suggested microscale magnetic fields could explain the radio echoes, but even they admitted the semiconductor dust was a puzzle with no natural analog. The leaked spectrometry data, with its nickel-heavy, iron-free signature, has sparked a frenzy of lab experiments, as scientists try to replicate such a composition under cosmic conditions. Meanwhile, the public's fascination has fueled citizen science efforts, with amateur astronomers uploading their own telescope data to open-source platforms, hoping to catch a glimpse of 3II/Atlas or its kin. The scientific community is at a crossroads. Embrace the unknown and rewrite the textbooks, or cling to familiar paradigms and risk missing the truth. This isn't just about one object, it's about the courage to redefine science itself. If 3II/Atlas is pushing you to rethink what's possible, drop a comment with your wildest scientific theory. Let's explore the edges of knowledge together. The 3II/Atlas saga has done more than spark curiosity. It's ignited a global awakening, a shared realization that the universe might be speaking to us. On September 11th, 2025, as the sun set over cities from New York to Nairobi, people stepped outside to stare at the stars, their minds buzzing with questions. The leaks have turned the night sky into a canvas of possibility, where every twinkling light could hide a secret. In classrooms, teachers are scrapping lesson plans to discuss interstellar visitors. In mosques, churches, and temples, spiritual leaders are weaving 3II/Atlas into sermons about humanity's place in creation. On X, the hashtag #WeAreNotAlone trended alongside Atlas Mystery, with users sharing stories of their own stargazing moments, some tearful, some hopeful. A viral post from a teenager in Jakarta read, "I used to think space was empty. Now I wonder who's watching us back." The leaks have also strained trust in institutions, with protests outside NASA's headquarters demanding the full release of the 24 gigabytes. Event Horizon's silence since their last post has only amplified the tension, with speculation that they're waiting for a global tipping point before dropping the next bombshell. Meanwhile, artists, poets, and musicians are channeling the mystery into their work. A symphony inspired by the object's 90-second pulses debuted in Vienna, while a sci-fi novel titled The Atlas Signal hit bestseller lists. This awakening isn't just about facts, it's about a collective yearning to connect with something larger, to find meaning in the unknown. Whether 3II/Atlas is a comet, a probe, or something else, it's reminded us that we're all stargazers, bound by a shared quest for truth. If this awakening stirs something in you, share this video with someone who loves to wonder. Let's build this global conversation together. The story of 3II/Atlas is far from over. The object is still out there, hurtling toward the edge of our solar system at 130,000 miles per hour. Its secrets, partially revealed, hint at a truth we're only beginning to grasp. Was it a fluke? A cosmic oddity? Or was it sent, a messenger from a civilization we can't yet imagine? The redacted files, the sealed spectra, the suspended engineer, they all point to a cover-up, or at least a truth too big for public eyes. But the leaks have changed the game. The world is watching, and the pressure is on. For now, we're left with fragments, a mission patch, a blurred memo, a fleck of circuit-like dust. Each piece is a clue, a thread in a tapestry we're only starting to weave. The scientific community faces new questions. How do we study an object that defies our models? How do we prepare for what comes next? And for the rest of us, the questions are even bigger. Are we ready to face what's out there? Are we ready to rethink our place in the universe? This is more than a story about a strange object. It's a call to look up, to question, to demand answers. If 3II/Atlas is a sign of what's to come, we need to be ready, not just scientists, but all of us. So hit that like button, share this video, and let's keep pushing for the truth. Subscribe to stay in the loop as more leaks surface and the mystery of 3II/Atlas unfolds. Together, we can unravel the secrets of the cosmos. What do you think is out there? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep this cosmic conversation going.